this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Oh!
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole. And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, "You stay out of this, Arnie." And I thought,
But I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not very true. Okay.
And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot.
I don't need to tinkle.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special On the Runs Classic episode while we're taking our July break. I hope you're all having a wonderful summer so far. It is hot. The weather has come out for sure to play. It makes running that much better, doesn't it, guys? Right? Hey! I might be 40 by now. I don't know. I'm recording this early. Preparing for the summer so I can enjoy some time too. Erica's running some crazy ultras. Pterodactyl and Lindsay are doing a great job with the recap. I just hope you guys are enjoying everything. We have Movement People is back and the LAG show's kicking butt. She actually took a week off. She had vacation. She deserved it. She didn't get paid by Monday Night Media, but she got some PTO from a real job. Thank you, by the way, Allie, for hooking me up at Kids Bop. Yeah, guys, I went to a Kids Bop concert. Hey, before we get to our guest, and I'm going to explain to you why we have this guest today on the Classic, I need to give a big shout out to our partners, My Race Tats and Right Socks. Guys, don't forget, in the show notes, go there, buy yourself some My Race Tats. Get yourself some Right Socks. 15% of your purchase goes towards my New York City fundraising. I got a little ways to go, but we also have that huge fundraiser coming up on August 2nd. It's the raffle night at the Backyard Brewery in Londonderry, New Hampshire. That's coming up. We have brands like Firefly and Bare Butt Wipes, and UFO's even put a $100 gift card out there. I heard we have 50 to 80 brands. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. We might have a special episode coming up for you with the entire Team Force crew or parts of them after a yoga night. But hey, let's get to our OTR Classic here. We have from episode 44, Nicole Bryant. Now, why did I choose Nicole? It's not because she's awesome. It's not because she's my coach. It's because we teased last October she was going to start her own podcast that we were going to produce. Now, it's July. I get it. Where's the podcast? It's been 10 months. Listen, sometimes life gets busy. She's actually been recording for the past 10 months, planning. It's a season. And we're about to drop the first half of her first season, about 5 to 6 episodes that are going to drop in August through September. She's been working hard at it. When she's been able to get to it, she has some really cool guests. One guest I'm kind of jealous about because we've never had her on the podcast before. But I thought this would be a great time for everyone to get reacquainted with Nicole Bryant from episode 44, because a lot of this episode is about what her podcast is going to be about. Not just running, but the mental game and all that goes into it. And a lot of things that women deal with out there on the run and that just people deal with. She's not afraid to tell you that she goes and gets therapy. And it's great. You need to work on yourself. And to be completely honest, I don't think I ever said this on the podcast. I started therapy a year ago and I really enjoyed it. So I took Deal through Dale Jr.'s podcast, which was through the My Help. It was great. I loved what I talked at the start. It was one day. This isn't a My Help ad. What am I thinking? But anyways, I loved it. She's not shy to talk about it. Her podcast is going to be great. This is going to be great for all you guys. I really hope you enjoy it. We're going to have one more week, maybe a recap to talk about Erica's crazy ultra marathon. If not, maybe we'll have the best of 2024 part 4 or 3 that I haven't worked on yet. But guys, enjoy this OTR Classic. And you know what? I'm just going to let the outro play through from episode 44. I have no clue what Eric and I talked about, but it might be fun to hear that too. So enjoy this episode Go out there, have some fun. Marathon training's really picking up for Chicago and the New York runners and everybody else who has a fall marathon. Please don't forget to support our partners. And also, if you will feel inclined, go out there and give me or Erica a donation towards our fundraising goal. Let's be honest, Erica made her goal. I need to make mine by September 1st. Come on, guys. You all rock. I love you all so much. Thanks for being an amazing supporter of this passion project. Have a great rest of July. And Erica, I think we need to get to it, don't you think?
All right, dude, enough chit chat here, okay? We got to get into our guest.
That's right. We got the On the Runs Valentine because when this is dropping, it's Valentine's Day. Miss Run the Journey, Nicole Bryant.
I'm so excited. She had such a great episode. She's just so awesome. What can you say?
She got real personal with some of her...
She did.
Right?
She got real. She got real.
She talked about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
She talked about going to therapy. She talked about life as a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
She talked about some new exciting adventures she has going on. It's more than one, and you're going to hear about it. I'm going to let you guys hear about it. So,
absolutely. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
You want to do it?
Yep.
Let's get to episode 44, Nicole Bryant. Our next guest on the pod is a returning friend of the pod. Last time we had her on, she was with her running wife, talking about their good friend Jay and the 5K for Jay back in October during our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She is a running mom and a hockey mom and is known by many of us around here on Instagram as @RunTheJourney. We are so excited to have back on the pod Nicole Bryant. Nicole, welcome back to On the Runs.
Thank you.
I'm happy to see you for a second day in a row, Nicole.
I know. I was
nice
so excited to run into you. I know. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you did that 16 miler. The 5 miles wasn't bad, but
the 16 sucked. Crazy. Not gonna lie, it was bad.
Where were you two yesterday?
In Derry. So it was the Boston Prep 16 miler. And I randomly just signed up and did it like the night before, just did the 5. But I ran into Erica coming, I think, out of the gym or in the gym. And I was going in, you were coming out. Connect later. That's right, because I had just gotten my bib and ran back to my car. But it's a super hilly 16. I've never done it before.
Do not recommend.
I didn't do too bad. So,
how was the 5? Was that really hilly too?
The 5 was actually really good. It's because it splits off, I think, around mile 2. And then it kind of, I think you guys come to mile 13 when we're coming up to like mile 3. Then it's pretty much downhill at that point for us. So it's really not bad. I didn't do too bad. I got second in my age group and finished like 6th female out of 50. So I was super pumped. Right.
I got nothing like that, but I finished.
You did great. Like those are some rugged hills. That is a hilly course.
I walked some. I was like,
I don't blame you.
Today I'm just going to do, if I feel like running, I'm going to run. If I feel like walking, I'm going to walk. And I did that. And I am proud.
It was cold. It was very cold too.
Mm-hmm. My butt did not enjoy being without sweatpants. I had leggings on, but usually if I'm doing like a long run on the weekends, I will like dress up in so many layers. I'll be like an Eskimo. So definitely was cold.
Right.
Well, I'm jealous because I was not out running with you girls, and I was actually reffing a hockey game yesterday on a Sunday, which I never do. I never do that on Sundays. I take Sundays off. But Nicole, I'm more your style. I will sign up the day before. Most times the night before or the week of.
You have fear of commitment, man.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's called gamophobia. It's a fear of commitment. I looked it up yesterday.
It's legit. I didn't know that.
Wow. I'm normally not a last minute sign upper person, but I just did it because I didn't have Jackson and everybody was like, I had a couple friends who said that they were running the 16. I was like, oh, there's a 5 mile option. I'm just going to go do that and randomly signed up. I never do that. I'm very much a planner. Everything is planned out.
Just like me. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. I do not have gamophobia. I think that's what it's called.
That was it. I will plan things out, but I won't sign up until I know I can. It's that I just can't sometimes. I can't know months ahead of time like Erica can about can I do this race or not. And I looked up gamophobia yesterday because I was on the fence about doing the relay with you, Erica, and you and Karen. And then Shauna's like, I'll do it if Eric doesn't want to do it. And I said, Shauna, you're in. I can't commit. You're in. I have gamophobia.
There you go. Well, at least you can come cheer us on. Have a penguin reunion.
Well, no, if maybe I'll just sign up and do the entire half marathon instead of the relay. I'll run it with Dave.
Go for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
David.
Right. I'll get Dave to do it like last year. I ran it with Dave and Mike. So, anyways, we're not here to talk about the two of us. We're here because of our lovely guest, Nicole. Nicole, let's get started. Last time we had you on, we got to know you a little bit, but a lot of that episode was about Jay and about what she was going through, but also what you and Justine were going through trying to plan a 5K, which was super successful, I would say. Would you agree?
A lot of work.
Absolutely. Yeah. We had, I think, lots of registrations and we raised over $5,000 for her. So she didn't have to pay any of her medical bills. It all got paid with all of the donations and race registrations.
Wonderful.
That is awesome.
So it's very, very happy.
You did good. This is great.
We did awesome. It was so great to see everybody come out that day for her and everybody that showed up. You two were there. Your dad showed up to be the DJ, Eric. So that was pretty awesome. He, we figured it out that I couldn't go very far from the table with my phone for my playlist. But it was great. It was great to see all the kids in the bouncy house and everybody just showed up and hung out and all the raffles and everyone just did such a great job for everyone who donated and, donated their time and different, sneakers, everything. It turned out so wonderfully. And so Jay was very thankful and grateful for everybody who showed up.
I still have my Runner's Alley gift certificates here. I got to go and use it.
There you go.
I got to go get it down there in Manchester and use it. I need 20 minutes. Now, that's not enough time, actually. But that was a fun event. I must ask, after that, you and Nicole must have just been like,
yeah, we were. Yeah.
Big deep breath there after all that.
We didn't know what to do. I think that was one of the biggest things. Is the next day, I was like, what do we do? Because we were so busy for pretty much the entire fall. We were training for a marathon, running wine glass, coming home, a couple weeks later doing that. We just had so much going on. And then after that, we kind of texted each other. We're like, what do? We don't run long. We don't have to plan anything. What do we do? We're like, I guess it's the holidays now. So now we have Thanksgiving and Christmas. So
it all sneaks up on you.
It really does.
So what have you done since October then, besides Thanksgiving and Christmas? Any big events you do, races, any traveling?
Well, we are going to Virginia Beach in 8 weeks to do the Shamrock weekend in Virginia Beach. So it's me and my friend Kaylee and Justine are all going to, we're driving down Girls Weekend in Virginia Beach for St. Patrick's Day weekend. So we're going to do the 8K on Saturday and the half marathon on Sunday. And then we're going to drink like St. Patrick's Day, right?
You get extra bling?
It's called like the Dolphin Challenge or something like that. Yeah.
Do it for the bling.
I've heard it's a lot of fun. So
I have not done that one, so I can't weigh in, but you guys will have to let me know how that is.
Yeah, we're just going to go run it together.
Just enjoy yourselves, yeah.
Have you done much traveling when you go and do a race with Justine or anybody?
Oh yeah, Justine and I travel. We went to the Hamptons, New York.
Ooh. Not Hampton Beach.
No, this was fancy. This was like we felt super bougie. And we drove to the Hamptons, New York, because we signed up for the USA Women's Half Marathon. And instead of a medal, you get a Tiffany's necklace handed to you by men in tuxedos, which is even better. The men who run it get a medal, but it's not a lot of men that register. So if a man was running the course, women were just pissed off. They're just this is the women's marathon. Half. Can you just give it to us, please? Just let us have this. So, but we did go for that. We stayed in this beautiful Airbnb on the water. And it was back in May because we did it for Justine's kind of birthday stuff. But yeah, so it was an awesome weekend. We had a lot of fun and they gave away mimosas afterwards. There was a huge after party. They set up the lawn. It was just awesome. We got pictures with the men in the tuxedos with our Tiffany's bags.
I got to find this photo.
And the course was really nice. So.
Of all the photos I went searching through your Instagram to find one to talk about, I never saw one of those.
You didn't?
No. Wow. Is it there?
Maybe you avoided the men in the tuxedos.
Oh, man.
That could have been it.
Tuxedos, I'm thinking Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze and Chippendales. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yes. Yep. With the Chippendales dance.
Yeah.
The SNL skit. Yeah.
I would have, that one I would have saw. I would have caught that one. But yeah, maybe I just scrolled past. You're going to love what I did for your Instagram photo when we get to the end.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I can't.
I had a sneak peek. It's fun.
Let's just say.
He told me this morning.
It's nothing bad.
Okay.
So let's talk about you, Nicole. Where are you from?
Originally, I was born in Manchester. And then when I was 12, I moved up to Lebanon, New Hampshire with my dad and my brother. So I went to like elementary school down in Manchester, which is where I live now. And then I moved up north when I was 12.
How was life up in Lebanon?
I loved it. It was nice. It was a small town. It was just, it was different kind of going in because it was funny. In elementary school, they combined their grades. So when I went in, it was 5th and 6th grade that were in the same classroom. So it was really different, but it was always, I had never been the new kid in school. So I think being the new kid at 12, 13 is different as a girl and going through kind of what I was trying to deal with as a kid. But I loved Lebanon. It was a beautiful small town. My dad worked at Shaw's. So he was the manager of Shaw's up there for like 20 something years. So every single person knew who he was. So if my brother and I walked sideways down the road or jaywalked, he would find out about it because they would go into the store and he'd be in the front end and he'd see one of our friends' moms or dads and then they'd say, "Oh, we saw your daughter." He's like, "Oh, where?" And they're like, "Oh, at the library." He's like, "I didn't know she was there." So you couldn't really get away with much when we were children. Not that we were bad kids. We weren't like trying to get away with anything.
Sure,
but,
not that you were bad kids. Always getting
Sorry,
into
Dad.
trouble, you and your new brother.
I mean, there's really nothing else you could do up in Lebanon. We went camping and you drank in the woods. I mean, what else is there to do? There was a movie theater that was really
big time.
And skiing.
You had a movie
there was
theater.
nothing. It's just a small town. There's nothing else. There was like one nightclub that like my dad never wanted me to go to. And I, used to go with my friends when I was sleeping over at their house. And then we'd like sneak out of my friend's house and you'd go there. Like, he knows all that stuff now, but like at that point, and then, oh yeah, he did find that out at one point. Oh my God, I've been repressing this apparently. He did find out that I snuck
Don't
out
spare
and
details.
went.
Let us know.
I remember this. I went to a friend's house and they were all like drinking, but I didn't really drink in high school. I just wasn't like that. And we snuck out, like they gave me a new shirt to wear because I was, dressed a little more conservatively. And then, we went to the club and stuff and my dad found out about it. I still to this day have no idea how he found out about it. But like we drove there and like somebody else drove. I must have been 16 or 17 years old. At that point, you don't really care. You're just thinking you're invincible, doing whatever you want to do. And we got there and like, I think it was open until like midnight or 1 a.m. And they give you like a stamp or a bracelet. So if you had a bracelet, you were 21. If you had a stamp, you were like underage to drink. But they still figured out how to get drinks from guys. And I just was like, no thanks. But my dad found out like the next day and he was not happy at all.
The owner of the bar must have known your dad, and he was at Shaw's the next day and said,
"Probably that makes a lot of. Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
that makes so much sense. Oh my God, I never thought of that.
Get away with anything.
Mystery solved.
No, we couldn't. We really could. My dad would find out everything. I'm pretty sure he was like a ninja or in the CIA. Just knew everything. And now I do. Like I feel like I'm like that too. But I think social media helps with that. But it's like. It's just funny how parents know.
He's like Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The circle of trust.
Be a handful. Yeah. That she is.
She already is. She's 6 going on 16. And I feel like it's because of all her cousins. They're all teenagers. So she is something else. And what a day we've had today because no school. Big snowstorm just hit. It is Monday, the 23rd. And the big thing right now is, I know I mentioned this to you before, Erica, but Wednesday, the new TV show. She has the dress now and she does the dance. I don't know if you guys have seen the dance on the TikTok.
I'm actually starting to watch that. I'm like 7 episodes in. It's pretty good.
Adeline and I are actually watching it. Me for the first time, her for like the 4th.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah.
Wasn't she doing the TikTok dance this morning? I think you sent me that text, Eric.
She was doing it this morning.
I can't work at home. She's doing the Wednesday TikTok dance.
She did it skiing. When I picked her up from cheer practice yesterday, she's doing the dance. They're all doing it in front of the phones. Oh, my God. We never had... When did you get a cell phone, Nicole? I didn't get one until I got a driver's license. When was yours?
Probably when I was a senior in high school, and it was one of the Nokia ones with like the crazy plastic cases and the snake game on it.
Yes, the snake game.
That was my very first cell phone.
That's what I had too. And I shared it with my whole
And I think
family.
it was like my mom actually bought them for us. My dad told her not to. And my mom bought them for us. And my dad got so pissed and like took them away for like an hour and then gave them back to us. But like he had specifically like told her, do not buy them cell phones. I don't want them to have them. And she went out and bought us cell phones. And
Whoops.
Oops, sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
I miss that like T9 texting.
She doesn't listen to anybody. So
do you remember that text cost 10 cents to send and 2 cents to receive?
Yes. And then, you know, the hitting all the buttons.
And I would have to track it.
59.
I forgot you had like minutes and all that stuff. I forget that sometimes.
Kids these days will never know the struggle, I swear.
Never understand. I'd love to give Jackson, when he's older, like a rotary phone and see if he can figure it out. Have you seen those memes or the reels of kids trying to figure it out? No clue. If that was the last phone on earth, they would be like, I'm not calling 911. I'm probably going to die.
We had one of those at my house.
Newt, this will be a good clip for our Instagram. But when people ask little kids like, oh, talk on a phone, and they go like this instead of this. Have you seen that? I'm like, oh my gosh, that breaks my heart. Because
that's so terrible.
Why is it like this?
Oh my God. Jackson does do that. Yeah. Wow. Because everything he has, it's like flat. So he just takes it. Oh my God.
My boys will grab our phones now, and they will take the phone and they will put it up to the ear like this. They will do it.
Oh, yeah.
And
they know.
Jackson will do that too.
They do it with the remote controller too, and anything else that's flat, like a book or like a card, they'll be like,
oh, really?
Yeah. They'll see it and they'll put it up, and then they'll be like, and then sometimes they'll talk. They'll be like, blah, 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 blah,
that's
blah.
cute.
Yeah. Well, my boys are wicked cute. They're the best.
Jackson will take something and like pretend to talk. And he has a like a stuffed puppy, and he loves it. He goes everywhere with it. And he'll talk to Puppy on the phone. Or then he'll call his grandma, or, you know, he'll call his dad, and then he just, hi.
Speaking of stuffed animals, check this guy out.
Oh, that's cute.
I made him.
Oh,
I made it.
Abominable snowman.
Yup. I'm doing the Yeti 100 coming up soon, and he's going to hold my buckle, hopefully, when I get it. If I get it.
There you go.
I just had to show him.
When you get it.
I'm hoping.
Exactly. When.
Yes.
Always when.
But my Yeti, I'm going to sew the buckle right into his hands. He's pretty cute. Anywho, that's my new hobby, by the way. When I find myself with time sitting on the couch and being like, I'm bored, I will crochet now. So I am 80.
I remember sewing class. Now that we're talking about school, that was another fun Nicole story.
I did one.
I actually ended up forging my dad's name on a document.
Does he know this story?
I laugh now. He does, actually. So I was actually failing a class, and they gave me a form for my dad to sign and said that he acknowledged that I was failing a class. So I forged his name. And the teacher called him like a week later or something and said, no, you signed this document. And he's like, I didn't sign anything. And that's when they found out I forged it. So I got into serious trouble. My dad made me walk to school. And walk home every single day for multiple weeks. My brother and I were just talking about this. So I just looked up the mileage, and I want to say it because, like, you know, I mean, now that I'm a runner, it's a little, I'm like, oh, I can go out and probably walk that no problem. But I think it was like my brother and I said 1.5 miles to 2 miles from my house, which is a long time for like a 17-year-old to walk there and then back every single day before school and after school.
That's a lot of time. Like if you're thinking you're just walking, that's like 20 minutes.
I was in my junior year. I was in my junior year. So yeah, it was, but yeah, my dad was so mad. We joke about it now, obviously, because he'll sign something in front of me. He's like, oh, did you get that? Did you see how I signed in case you need it later? I'm like, I already got it down. It's fine. I had it at 16. I'm good. I have it at 37.
Well, awesome. Yeah. Well, let's get into one thing we do on this podcast is we talk about running and running stories. So first things first, when did you start? When did you really get addicted to running?
I was in high school. I started just like, we lived on a huge hill. So it was called Slayton Hill. And I've really determined that any house I buy is always on a hill. The last 2 houses I've owned have been on hills. But we lived on this huge hill. And every time that I felt like I needed to kind of get something off my chest, or I was super stressed or just feeling kind of stuck, I just went for a walk, and then it slowly turned into running. And then I would just run kind of up our hill. And then I would run. We went to, my dad worked at a local gym called the CCBA in Lebanon. And I would go and run on the treadmill when I was there. And I would just go work out because we, we had a gym at our high school too that I would work out at. And then I just kind of took it from there. I didn't get into races until about 2006, but I would run just for myself when I was in high school. I tried indoor track like once and I didn't like it because I never wanted to run for anybody but myself. That was always my rule.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Do you remember your first race? Erica and I were just talking about this earlier because we had a guest on who talked about her run-iversary. Do you remember your run-iversary? And we'll just call that your first race.
I do. I remember it was in the spring, I think, of 2006. It was something duathlon in Massachusetts, and it was a 10K.
Oh, very cool.
And I was so unprepared. I think I wore track pants and tennis shoes, and my stomach hurt really bad. I remember got really bad cramps. I had no idea what I was doing. I think I had like a stopwatch or something, like nothing like the garments we have today. And I just remember finishing and feeling like I was dying. And then I don't think I ran another race for 2 years.
I was just very humbled by the experience of racing.
Did you learn more from your second race? Like what went well for your second race?
Oh, heck yeah. Because I didn't go to a 5K. I went and did a half marathon. And
that was your next
again.
Very
right.
nice.
But so I ended up getting into races from my ex-sister-in-law because she was running Boston when I first met her. And so I was so intrigued by this whole atmosphere and world of running races. And my ex-husband was also a marathoner when I met him. So I had wanted to go do this stuff. But then I signed up for a half marathon and just went and did it. And I did it in 2 hours. And I ran it in track pants, a sweatshirt. I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, clearly the track pants are working for you.
I don't think they were at all.
But 2 hours is fantastic. That's
not bad for the first time.
Yeah, that's a dream time for me.
No training, no nothing. Just went out and did it, which was crazy. And then, I think I signed up for a marathon after that. And it just all, escalated.
What was your first marathon?
Oh, boy. What's my first marathon? I always get them mixed up. It wasn't Bay State. It was in Massachusetts. It was very long, I can tell you that. I think I was out there for 5 hours.
What was that experience like then? You were not prepared for your first little 10K. Were you not prepared for this marathon either?
I don't think I was at all. Okay, so my first race ever was Rye by the Sea duathlon and road race. Then I skipped the half and I ran, it was Bay State was my first marathon and I ran it in 5:20.
There you go. Those loops are hard. I haven't actually done Bay State yet. But...
And it's super flat. So, which everybody was like, oh, it's going to be so good for your first marathon. And I just remember being so just torn up after that. My legs were just shot to hell. And I remember texting my ex-sister-in-law being like, I hate this, but sign me up for the next one. She's like, the first one's just to finish. You're going to do great on all the other ones.
That's good to have somebody talking you into it. It's okay. The first one is always just a baseline. You see how you do, see how you feel, and then it always improves. Well, hopefully improves from there. So that's
what I tell everybody. It's going to improve at that point because you know what to expect. When you're a first-time marathoner, you can hear everybody's stories and listen to other people's experiences, but your experience is going to be so vastly different than everybody else's. It's really not going to matter depending on the course, the weather, your fueling, how you feel that day, down to your sneakers of what you're doing. So I think everybody's experience is a little different, and I think sometimes we get so caught up in everybody else's stories that we think we have to kind of compare and be like, oh, this person had this experience. So now I'm going to have the same experience or I'm going to run the same time.
So that's 06 and 08 and it's 2022 now. So a lot has happened since then.
2023, man.
But one thing you really, I don't even know what year it is. You're
to
right.
The new year.
Oh, yeah, it is. I didn't even realize that.
Right over my head. So one of the things you really wanted to talk about was running and mental health and some things that you've dealt with throughout your life and your childhood. And you mentioned this to us quite a while ago. So we wanted to have you on to come on and talk about that.
Yeah, I kind of think tying in, running with mental health is so important because we all are as runners, we know, are very competitive people. And so we tend to get wrapped up in our own thoughts. We use running as a way to escape those thoughts. It's you as the pavement, whether you listen to music, a podcast, or you don't listen to anything and you kind of go out, just listen to your feet pounding. It is a good way to de-stress. But I was finding that I was using running as a way to escape from everything else in my life and not really dealing with everything. I had a very rough childhood with a lot of trauma that I really needed to deal with internally. And I never talked about it because people don't talk about that thing. It's kind of like a taboo topic of, you know, I go to therapy. I've been going to therapy for well over a year now. I absolutely love it. Ever since I started going, looking at myself a year ago versus where I am now, I'm in a much better headspace. You might not always be exactly where you want to be in certain situations, be it, you know, friendships, a relationship, running, you know, parenting, work. But as long as you're good with how you're handling it and you're handling it better than you ever would be before, I think that that speaks volumes. And, you know, my therapist was like, you run to try to escape from your stuff. You know, you're not dealing with it. You're running from it. And I never put that together. I can go run 20 miles and still feel crappy about the same situation. I'm never going to outrun the problems until you actually face the demons. You deal with that. It's the same with trying to be in a relationship. You're never going to be able to do that until you face what's going on inside of you, or be the best parent, or be the best version of yourself. And I think, you know, it's like having goals for my mental health was like my goal coming into 2023. And, you know, even for 2022 is just be happy no matter where you are in life. You know, we always are waiting for the next thing to happen. And even when we get it, right, we just sit there waiting for it to be gone. We're like, is it going to be gone tomorrow? When is it going to leave? Is it going to leave? What's going to happen with it? We don't enjoy it when we're sitting there. And that's one of the things I've promised myself to do this year. Even if I'm sad, even if I'm pissed off, even if I'm super happy, because that was one of my biggest things as trauma, that I don't have a good relationship with my mother, and it's always impacted my life. And I had to deal with that my mother left me at a very young age, constantly creating that abandonment issue, that trust issue. And I was always afraid everybody was just going to leave. So I was trying to enjoy those moments all the time. Instead of enjoying it, I was waiting for that person to leave, for the other shoe to drop. And so instead of enjoying life and just kind of being like, whatever's meant to be is going to be, I'm like waiting for everything to go bad. And it just caused more havoc and more spiraling until I finally stopped. And it was after, you know, I moved into my own place with Jackson, and I got myself a therapist and really started to talk about things, and really understanding that it really was traumatic how my childhood went, and the things I had to deal with weren't appropriate for my age at the age of 6, being left alone by myself for a whole entire night while my mother went out, just different things that I had to really deal with. And I think a lot of people, whether you're a runner or not, don't want to talk about it, because one of the things for me was, I'm like, am I second guessing this? Did it really happen to me? Or am I blowing this out of proportion? Am I being super, super dramatic about it? And my therapist was like, you're not being dramatic about it. You're not overanalyzing it. You feel how you feel, and that's your experience. And everybody's experience is very different. But I think the whole thing around therapy is very much still like a taboo subject. People don't talk about it because if you're going to therapy, you're crazy or you're not in a right mind space. And I'm very open about it. And I actually was at work one day and I said something to someone like, oh, I have my therapy appointment. And like somebody laughed at me and I was like, what? I was like, what's so funny? And they're just like, I just didn't know that, like, you know, you were going. And I said, well, if your leg's broken, do you fix it? Because if something's going on in your brain, you want to fix it. Mm-hmm. And no amount of running or staying busy or anything is going to fix it until you deal with what's going on inside of you. But like, I do think combined with therapy and running, it really did help. Training for a marathon can definitely change your life. It's going into the whole discipline thing of motivation is fleeting, and you can wake up some days and be motivated and be like, yeah, today I'm going to kill it. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the best parent. Tomorrow you're going to wake up and be like, I'm not motivated. I'm not doing it. The whole point of discipline is to wake up and say, I don't feel like it today. but I'm still going to do it because I have a goal and I want to reach that goal, or I want to be a better mom, or I want to be healthier. So I'm going to meal prep at 7:00 at night while I watch a football game, which is what I did last night because I didn't have time yesterday. And so I think like mental health and running is very much the same like thought process. You know, it's the same with like a career and wanting a business. It's the same as like creating those goals, that if I want a goal of being happier, what do I have to do to take those steps to get there? And if it's running a marathon, then it's running a marathon. If it's going to therapy, it's going to therapy. But the two combined really just clear your mind when you're talking about it, but then you're also physically moving your body and you're getting those endorphins going. And it's just really worked out for me really well to push past it. And if talking about it and getting other people to realize they're not alone in that thought process and in those feelings, and that there are other people out there that are trying to deal with it, I just think it's an important topic, especially for runners, because there are runners out there who are dealing with it. And they, you know, I've watched some of the Netflix documentaries on it too, that the mental health, it's not always something that's well talked about, and everything is kind of hush hush, and you're just expected to keep it quiet and not deal with it and just push through the pain, right? We all push through pain. You know, Erica, you're an ultra runner. You run for miles and miles and miles and miles, and it physically hurts. But like, what happens when your brain hurts or your heart hurts? Like, what do you do then? How do you deal with that? No amount of miles is going to change that until you talk about it and you deal kind of it with head on a little bit, is more what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, I think the combination between mental health and running and even lifting is a great combination. You know, I can have a really shitty day, walk into the gym and throw a weight around and feel like a complete badass and walk out of there in a much better mood. You can have a shitty day, come home, sit on the couch, eat a bag of chips, and you're going to feel even probably shittier than you did if you got up and just went to the gym and moved your body. Now, if you add in, you know, helping yourself, and I'm not saying therapy is for everybody. I think everybody probably could go and probably deal with some stuff, because we all have stuff that's happened in our lives and trauma and things like that. But if you want to, like, you know, go with a friend, or I don't know, go to a bar and talk to a bartender, like that's, you know, what you want to do, or go to church. It's everybody has their own thing. But I think as long as we're all dealing with what's going on inside of us, you know, it's even better. And I really just think if everybody went for a run or worked out, the world would be a much happier place.
That was so well said, Nicole. I totally agree with you about ending the stigma of bettering yourself and just getting the help that you might need. So that was just wonderfully said. Wonderfully said.
And think we're all 37. When we grew up, I think this was, you know, not frowned upon, but not talked about as much. And it wasn't really a thing. It kind of had the whole tough it out. My parents never told me to tough it out, but I just remember in sports and in life in general, you would hear, suck it up, be tough, you know, deal with it, have thick skin. You don't see that anymore. Times are changing. So I want to know, what triggered you to seek out a therapist?
I had just broken up with Jackson's father, which was very amicable. We co-parent very well. We are much better friends. And I had just moved into my own place for the first time in 37 years of living. Like, I was now, and I'm like, I'm looking around my house because where do I go from here? What does this mean? And I felt all of these feelings that I really had never dealt with before. I was kind of on my own for the very first time. And I had always been in relationships. And for the first time, I wasn't. I was standing in my own house, now having a 1-year-old. I had to pay for everything. And I'm like, I don't know what to do and how to handle this. Is too much. Justine and I really weren't friends yet. So I didn't have my wife at the time. I did start running with a few people, and a friend of mine had mentioned he was seeing a therapist. He was going through this really terrible breakup and had just moved here. And I said, oh, like, how do you like therapy? And I've been saying to myself for years, I wanted to go. I was like, I'm going to go, I'm going to go, I'm going to go. I'm going to go deal with the stuff about my mom and my childhood. And I really should deal with that. And I just never did it. And he gave me her name and I reached out to her, had my first session. And the one thing everybody told me, and if other people are listening and go to therapy, they will understand this, that you really have to vibe with the therapist. So that was a big thing for me. But the one thing that triggered it was just, I felt so alone in this new life that I was trying to create that I just knew I couldn't do it myself. And one of my biggest, I don't like to use the word weakness, I like to use challenge. So one of my biggest challenges in my life personally is that I take on way too much and I never ask for help because I grew up in that environment where I was forced to do everything on my own. And so as you grow up that way, you don't ask for help because I'm this independent woman, hear me roar type of person. Mm-hmm. And I have that kind of personality. Those that know me know that. But I also started to ask for help. If I need something around the house, like something to build for Jackson, this is why I have male friends also, because they come build stuff for my kids. But, I'm very much like, I can do it myself. I don't need you. I don't need that. And that's not always a healthy way to deal with things because we're human beings. We're supposed to be social. We're supposed to ask for help. And so when I moved out and I moved into here and I look around my house now and I'm so prideful of this is mine. Like I've built this from, I pay for this. I do everything on my own in that regard. But to that feeling, I never wanted to ever feel like that again. And so I knew I wasn't alone, but I knew I needed help professionally to push past those feelings. And then if I wanted to be in a successful relationship or eventual marriage or, date other people with children and try to be successful in that, I needed to get past anything that was stopping me from being happy with myself and in my own environment. And like I mentioned earlier, that no amount of running was going to make that different. It needed to be in the internal work needed to happen in order to push past everything that was going on inside of me. And so she and I had our first session and then, took it from there. And I saw her weekly for a very, very long time. And then we went to biweekly and I go now monthly. And if I need extra sessions, I reach out, I text her and I say, I need sessions, or I'll just text her something I'm super proud of. And if it's like a text message I sent somebody or whatever, and she's like, you're doing so great. And so it's kind of like talking to my best friend. Don't tell Justine I said that, but it's kind of like talking to a best friend, once a month that, just gives me tools. She gave me the tools that I needed to be successful and find that happiness within myself.
I like that. So you can just text her whenever you want and she'll respond. That's really nice that you have that type of communication there. So you'll text her when you do the wine glass marathon or something and just say, hey, I did this? Or will it sometimes be in a moment of like you recognized an achievement that you were working on with her?
Yeah, I did text her when I ran my sub 4 because that was something we talked about in therapy, about training, making sure I wasn't training too hard to focus on that and make sure I was, I know this is going to sound cliche and corny, but feeling your feelings and making sure that, I'm not just going out for a run because I'm trying to avoid something. There was a really big, situation I was going through and there was something that I had, finally stuck up for myself on and said that to her and said, hey, I did this. And she was like, you're doing it. You're getting there. I know it stinks, but you're doing it. Situations at work, I, sometimes have a difficult time having those difficult conversations. So learning tools on how to do that. So I can text her really about any achievement, or if I'm feeling really down, I'm like, I need, just a quick tool or something like that. And she's a mom of 3 kids. So, but it's great that she's has her own private practice. And so, yeah, she's really good about getting right back to me too. Or if we need to switch sessions. she will do that. So like, I think we had a session a couple weeks ago and she texted me that she had a headache and she just couldn't get rid of it. So can we switch to the week after? If I really needed her, she probably would have done it. If I was having like a day where I'm like, I need you. She went out on maternity leave 5 or 6 months ago. She had a backup therapist for me if I needed it, but gave me a workbook to do while she was gone. So that way I could use that, which if anybody's looking for a good book, it's called Unfuck Your Brain. And it is fabulous. And so she gave me that workbook to work on while she was on maternity leave. So I did that. So I'm not a big journaler person. It's not what I do. But one thing I did start doing on my own last year, and she encouraged it, was I do this jar. I have it on my bureau, and I write down one good thing that happened in my week. So I pick one thing a week that happens, and I put it in the jar. And I have a reminder in my phone every Friday. I have to find one good thing. And I started doing that January of last year, so of 2022. And I did it 52 weeks. And I was very happy because I created that habit to do that. And because I was having such a crappy year in 2022, in the first half, I should say, that some weeks it was like I had the day off. Like some weeks were just like trying to find, but it really changed my mindset on finding there's always something good that's going on. It's not always negative. So that really helped me. And she could definitely see the difference when we would meet. And one of my crazy things, and I'm such a list maker, Erica, I know you'll appreciate this because I'm a huge list maker. I have a whole, and Eric will make fun of me because, he doesn't know how to use the Notes app in iPhones, but I have in my Notes app, I have.
Team Android.
Oh, you poor green text messengers. I have a whole Notes app for her. Like if I'm feeling something, because where we don't talk for a couple of weeks, I want to make sure like I'm remembering, because, you feel really down one day and the next day you're like, I don't feel that way anymore. But there's still lessons to be learned with that. Like if I responded really crappily to a situation, I dated somebody for a while and there were just ways I wanted to change up how I was responding or certain things like that. And so I would write it down and talk to her about it. And she would, tell me if I was being a jerk or if I was, in the right, or how to deal with it, or different ways to cope. And so that I found worked for me. So I think people just find their niche with their therapist of what works. Some people really like the kumbaya therapy. And my therapist straight up was just saying, no, I'm not like that. I'm going to tell you straight up what you're doing because that seems to be how you respond to things too. And it is. So I just appreciate her being super upfront and always available for me, which is great.
It's nice to know that you guys vibed. Yeah.
We definitely do. We definitely do. And she's very understanding with a lot of different things. And I don't ever feel judged when I go in there. I've heard a lot of horror stories from people who go to therapy. So of like just feeling judged and therapists not showing up for sessions.
That's like counterproductive. Like that's not why you're there. Like you're there to help yourself with whatever's going on. You're trying to help make yourself healthier. And if you don't have somebody on your side like that, that's just, it's a step backwards.
Exactly. So, but I definitely did text her when I ran my sub 4. I was like, I did it. I did
it. Celebrate it.
So.
Got to celebrate all the accomplishments.
Right.
I'm really proud of you for coming on and sharing that, because it's one thing to seek out therapy. It's another thing to tell a coworker or a friend that you're going to therapy. And then it's another thing to go and talk about it with, let's be honest, we've only met once, maybe twice. We've talked a few times, but to share it on a podcast with people like us who are,
it's huge.
I wouldn't call us total strangers, just acquaintances. And hopefully not for long. Hopefully soon, we'll all be BFFs. So.
Yeah. I already called you my BFF, so I guess this is kind of awkward now. But I think you took that away when I had a blue text and you had a green text, so it's fine. Yeah,
when we start trash talking each other in our text messages throughout the day.
I don't think we're acquaintances anymore.
We hit a milestone there.
What is that, like Forrest Gump? I guess we ain't strangers no more.
That's right. So let's Forrest Gump our way back into this and talk a little more about running. what's next for you? It is 2023, as we figured out here on the podcast. What is coming up in the near future?
Oh boy, I have a lot of stuff coming up this year. I'm actually super excited for what's coming up. Races, I have the half in Virginia Beach. I am going to go do the Providence half because my lovely wife is going to go run a marathon. And so where she goes, I go. So I'm going to go do the half marathon that weekend. And actually, I think we just made it the plan today that Jay's going to come with us. We're not sure if she's going to run yet, but we're going to do a girls' weekend in Providence. So we got an Airbnb, and I'm going to try to PR that half. So that'll be my half PR, hopefully. And then I did sign up for Philly Marathon. So I am going to try and do probably So because I did a 3:58, so I was talking to a friend of mine, Tom, and I was like, okay, I did a 3:58. I could probably do like a 3:55. And he goes, you're lowballing yourself. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, listen, like a marathon is no joke. Like that's only a few minutes. And he was like, you can do better. Like do a 3:45 or something like that. So I'm going to shoot high and I'm going to shoot for a 3:45. I know I can do better. I know I can get there because I was on par for like a 3:37 or 3:40 when I was doing my class. I just knew where I needed to make tweaks. So I've actually hired a running coach, which first time I've ever done that. And I just started with her. So last week was my first week with her and it's amazing. It's so far, I really love it. I'm like, I coached myself this far. Now I'm just barely scratching the surface. I've got a lot more in me that I want to accomplish. And Eric's super proud because I signed up for my first triathlon.
I heard. I'm excited for you.
I have the Wolf Sprint Triathlon in July. I'm very excited. I'm very scared about the transitions. I did text Eric that. I was like, I'm very scared about the transitions. He's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely not. Just go out there and do it. Don't worry about PRing anything. Don't worry about your time.
Remember, this is your baseline. This is going to be your baseline.
Right.
So you go out, you see how it feels, and then if you feel inclined to do another one. Exactly. You're going to PR no matter what.
Goal number 1, don't drown.
Doggy paddle if you have to.
I listened to that on your last one with Alex when she said, she's like, listen, I just doggy paddle. I was like, I love that for you. This is great. I'm going to take that with me. And Erica said, if I can doggy paddle, I'm going to do the swim.
Honestly,
and I was laughing when I was
That's the one part that's holding me back. So if I can get away with doggy paddling and froggy paddling my way through it, I'll give it a shot.
Every time we talk about this, I think we get a little closer to Erica doing a triathlon. So, yes, see, she just gave me a smidge right there. She's a smidge. So,
see, they can see me now.
Awesome.
But see, Eric can see you. So,
yeah, I know.
So, I haven't signed up yet, but I do have a plan to do that race with you. I think I might do the Olympic. I also have right here's a little, this is my USA Triathlon membership. Like it's a deal I got in the mail. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't sign up yet. So I'm going to use that deal.
What's the date?
Yes.
July what?
July 27?
That's a Thursday.
Okay, maybe not.
No,
22nd,
it's July 29th.
I'm looking now.
The 29th.
29th.
Yeah.
I happen to have that day free.
ascent.
So maybe I'll hook up with Justine and we'll come cheer you on. Get Jay and maybe a whole bunch of other people. All right.
Well, if you're there, you're going to be on content control.
I will do better. I promise. I'm terrible at it. Nicole, try.
So how do you like having a coach now? Because this is your first coach. It's a new thing, right?
Yep. I love it. So far, so good. I mean, I figured I coached myself to a sub-4, but I really need someone to push me. And just in different ways I can't push myself, right? Like like I was saying earlier, I gave myself a 3:55 from a 3:58, but I need somebody to say, you can absolutely freaking do this, and I'm going to give you the workouts to do it. So that's what I needed. And so she and I vibe very well. She updates the workouts and I, did them last week. And I mean, I have another week to go. So she does the first couple of weeks just to see if we mesh well together and do I like what she's doing. And and she uses VDOT. So you input some of your PRs. So I was playing around with it, and then it calculates it for you. So it kind of takes the science for you and like does your paces.
That's cool.
And I put my PR for my half in as a 140, and it was like, you can do a 3:27 marathon. I was like, the fuck I can. And I texted her and I said, is this thing broken? And she's like, you have 10 months until Philly. You have no idea what you're capable of. And I was like, okay. But that's what I need. Like, I need her to plant that in my mind to sit there and say, you have a 3:27 in you. And it's really funny you guys asked about my first marathon, because I ran that in 5:20 and I just broke 4. And like, I went from that. So anything is freaking possible. I've seen people, I think a friend of mine the other day that I ran with, Tom, said he went from like a 4:09 to like a 3:20 something. Like, it is so possible. You just have to know what you're looking for and the tweaks that you need to be made. And one of my biggest things is fueling. I just am so bad at that. I'm so bad. I was never good at eating before I ran and what worked for my stomach. And I was always scared to try different things, because if you're going out for a 12-mile run and you eat something, you're like, okay, there goes my run. And that's a day I missed. And so it got scary for me. And she's like, we're going to play around with it. We're going to figure it out.
Don't fear the code browns. They're natural.
I know. But I'm like, where do I go? And I've gotten poison ivy. I get it so easily. I'm terrified to do stuff. I'm just like, oh, that's a whole different story. I've had poison ivy. Literally, I've had poison ivy down both of my legs. I'm not kidding. From the top of where my hips are, covered.
The entire thing.
All the way down. You want to know where I got it? I got it from a Warrior Dash. I did a Warrior Dash one year. And so I went through the mud. Eric's like, yeah, that sounds right.
Those obstacle races are no good.
Oh.
They're ankle breakers.
They're terrible. I'll never do another one. I've done like a few Tough Mudders too. I'll never do another one.
I hate them.
But I'm like, they just introduced
you
like
want to talk
tear
about
gas
Tough
or
Mudders
something.
with Erica?
Hard pass.
Oh, fact. No way.
From crawling in mud, you said?
Yep. So I had both of them.
I have a couple of these I earned with Erica from years ago, and you want to see a grumpy Erica? Go do a Tough Mudder.
Yeah, it was miserable.
It's all uphill. Did you do it in Vermont?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mount Snow.
Yeah, Mount Snow. F that.
For Mount Snow.
So that's
for Mount Snow.
I did it with a group of my friends years ago, probably back in like 2012, 2013. And all we wanted at the end of it was like beer and bacon. Like literally we were like, okay, we want to like go have like burgers with bacon on it. We got to this restaurant and they were like, we're out of bacon. We still to this day will say, fuck that restaurant, because they had no bacon. Spilled all of our drinks everywhere. We were like, we are fucking done.
Not
done.
Worth it.
Get us out of here. We're out of here.
Oh,
but yeah, so I got poison ivy down both of my legs, and it took forever to get rid of it.
I'm itchy because of this story.
Right.
Just like,
oh my God.
I can feel
I get it so easily. I think I had it out back in my patio, and I was like, I need to like not have it here. And so I remember like emailing maintenance saying, you need to come get rid of it because I get it so easily.
So pooping in the woods is not for you. Let's just
and I'm very terrified to get it in certain areas I don't want it.
She's going to have to poop in the wide open.
Listen, you do what you got to do.
Oh, man.
Wasn't there that story? There was a story going around of like somebody pooping in yards. Like
I remember that. Didn't they like get it on camera? Like the Ring camera.
It was always in the same spot.
It was in Massachusetts, wasn't it?
Oh, there's been many many stories then. Because I'm thinking of one where she do it like
much too bold
next to a tree on a sidewalk.
Isn't that like indecent exposure? Can you get arrested for that?
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Erica, did you do the Tough Mudder with me when we got ice cream on the way back?
Yes. And you thought
so
the difference between sherbet and sorbet are a problem.
That's right. So I have a dairy allergy. I can't have dairy. I can't have ice cream. So
I did learn about that in the last podcast. With
That's right. So with Alex, so we had we stopped for ice cream, and I had what did I have? I had sherbet.
Yeah, it was supposed
sorbet.
to be sorbet. Yeah,
and I'm a couple scoops into it, and I'm like, I can't have this. I can't. This is not for me. and I started swelling up, and my tongue was getting big and swollen. And yeah, I had ice cream after that Tough Mudder, unfortunately, and
a 2-hour car ride back home, wasn't it? Something like
that's right.
Oh, that was rough, dude. Yeah, Mount Snow is not good for anybody. It sucked all around.
No, I'm all set. I've done enough of them. I'm good. I got a blue headband. I'm like done. I don't need it anymore.
Very nice.
Right.
I have a green one.
I think I have the green one.
I have
did
a green
2.
one too.
I did 2, and
I
was like,
yeah.
Bye. Yeah.
Here it is.
A green and a blue, and then I have the orange one.
Yep.
It's not that I'm prepared. I just have a box of all my medals and stuff that I never had a medal display or anything. I finally got one for Christmas, but I recently took the box out and I saw the headbands there. And
you know what? Now that I think of it, I have my nice display in the basement of all my medals, and those are not included. Those are like over
I have
there,
all of mine in my
somewhere.
bedroom, and those are not on there. They're in the box. I used to keep it from
they'll
my
probably
car.
stay in the
hanging.
box.
There's a special place in hell for those stupid headbands.
I love this. This is great.
What you want? You want one of these babies?
You're damn right I do. I want the tattoo
this
because
marathon, by
I
the
see
way-
everybody with this tattoo on their calf, which I wouldn't get it on my calf, but I just see it like everybody's got the little dude you have on your sweatshirt. They have the Iron Man.
Yeah, the
Everybody does it.
little M dot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they call it an M dot. I'm not a tattoo person. I don't know if I could get one, but do you have tattoos?
I do.
How many tattoos you got? Is it like some people who have tattoos just love getting tattoos? And
Danielle.
I want to
That's
say
a funny story. Nope.
Danielle,
So
yeah.
I have
like 40.
I have 3 tattoos. So I got one when I was 18 because I was, a rebel with a cause and
I'm legal.
said, I'm going to do what I want because I can. And then I got my other one with with a best friend of mine. It's an anchor on my right ankle. And then Justine and I got one over the summer that is on
I was just going to say it has to be Justine.
The other one is not with Justine, it's with another friend of mine. But the one on my left actually is going down my calf. It says miles to go.
I love it.
So
I feel like I've
both
seen this
got that.
before. Is that
Yeah,
one on the
probably.
gram?
That is on the gram.
Yeah.
I did post
Yeah,
that
I saw that one
after, I think I did that one for Eliza. But yeah, so we went and did that over the summer. And that, I am not somebody who loves getting tattoos. I know those people and I think they're psychotic because I literally laid flat on the table and I sweat through everything, my clothes and the thing. And it literally took 6 minutes. And I heard
For
the
the
needle and
tattoo,
I
the whole
jumped.
thing.
And the guy was like, I was like, I'm not good at this. I just want you to know this is not going to be fun. And I just am just not, no. I mean, they're very meaningful. Those 2 are meaningful. The one from I was 18 is not, but those 2 are very meaningful. So if I get something else on me, it will be meaningful. And I mean, I love that Justine and I have a tattoo together, but it was really just very funny how I'm like, my knee is sweating. How is this happening right now?
Sweat in places you had no
he
idea
had to
could
change,
sweat.
yeah. He had to change the paper on the table, and then even like the plastic table underneath it was all wet because I sweat through everything. I was disgusting.
I think a fun content piece will be to record you when you get that Iron Man tattoo, and we'll have to make sure they fill the entire thing in red.
Oh, it's going to be blood.
I don't think I could. I think I would just get the outline if I did, but
I don't think I
That'd
think
be a
I'm
good
just going to get
content
the
piece.
outline because I think that might look cooler.
So you get the outline and then make it like teeny weeny bit. It's still there.
Yeah,
it's
right.
the Iron Man guy. He's
It's still
just
there.
like
I still did it.
quarter of an
Right.
inch.
But it's always on the calf. That's where I see people have it most, is always on the calf.
yes, it's very common. And
Why?
you see it when you're riding behind them.
I don't
know. Well, because you see it when you're running and you see it when you're riding behind somebody. You can see it. That's probably why.
I get it.
So Nicole, you have yourself a coach, but I also hear that you are doing some coaching. So tell us a little bit about that.
I am. I got my RRCA certification over the spring in 2022 and had been wanting to get started with taking on athletes, and just things got so crazy. I just kept kind of pushing it off. And so as recently, even before I hired a coach, I started taking on some athletes. So I just started doing coaching through Run the Journey. So right now I have 3 athletes. It came very quickly, which was crazy. So I have one doing his very first marathon in May. I have another who's going to do her first marathon at the end of May. Mm-hmm. And then I have another one who just kind of wants to get back into running. So I'm helping her with that. I absolutely love it. It is definitely a passion of mine and kind of feel like it's what I was meant to do. I'm a very social person, and I love the running community so much, and I'm so engulfed in it that I think it's really something that I am very good at. I'm learning a lot of different, techniques, finding my niche as a coach, individualizing it, kind of assessing what their needs are, learning what to give them for prescribed workouts, things like that. And that'll all come. Just learning, one of the biggest things I teach you in the CERT class, you can't give advice, you can't give medical, advice or nutrition if you're not a dietitian or you're not a doctor or you have no idea what you're talking about. So you can give suggestions, but as far as the running piece goes, and I do think there is a good balance between experience and the certification. So I think education is always very important. I think it does make up for a lot of, lack of different things that are happening. But I also think experience can teach you a lot too, because I think you take those certain experiences and you can kind of push it along to your athletes as well. I love to see people do really well, or even if, it doesn't work out, what can we tweak? What can we change? And I'm very much a big cheerleader for them. So I'm very excited to see where it goes, but I'm loving it so far. And my very first athlete, he is hilarious.
Is he Tom? You've mentioned Tom a couple times.
No,
now.
Tom's a good friend of mine. We did reach the beach, and he has a 4-year-old, so we talk about getting our kids together. But it's a friend of mine. His name is Ron, and he ran his very first half when I ran the Total Image half marathon in May, and he was a minute behind me or something, and I was like,
"You killed that, by the way, weren't you first in your age group, or that was awesome?" That
was my PR half. Yeah.
Very nice.
And he ran, was right behind me. And, so he reached, I was like, I really want to do a marathon in May. And I was like, okay. And I was like, it's not that far, but we can figure it out. And so we did. And now he's, recording his whole process on TikTok. And so he just doesn't know how to slow down. So we talk about that. And then, he loves to just bust my chops on it. So yesterday was a rest day. And so he did his whole TikTok about how don't tell my coach. And he's showing his Peloton. He's nice.
Of course you follow him.
Yeah, of course. Right. So he's don't tell my coach. Shh. I'm going to jump on the Peloton and do a workout. And then he's like, just kidding. It's Sunday. I'm going to watch football and rest. And I was like, I hate you. For legitimately 10 seconds, I was pissed because I was getting ready to detect. And so I sent him a message. I go, you got jokes today. And he goes, admit it. You were pissed for a good 10 seconds. And I said, admittedly, you got me. So then I shared it to my story and said admittedly, I was pissed for 10 seconds. And then he shared that and said, got her. So he's just having a ton of fun with it. And I'm loving that because I think that there's something to be said about not being so strict with it. And I really want that to be a huge philosophy of mine, that this is such a fun process, even if you don't attain that specific goal. But the fact that he's just had fun with it is just so exciting to me, that he's you're not on TikTok. So he sends me the videos every single day that he's okay, mile 1, I'm not doing this pace. Don't tell my coach. And I'm just will you run the freaking conversational pace that I gave you? Would you, for the love of God? And it's just funny because we banter back and forth about it. And he's I don't know why. He's I could skip faster than she's giving me. He's 9:30 paces. Why is this a thing? And I'm 2 minutes slower than your marathon.
I gotta follow this guy.
Oh my God, he's hilarious. And he just thinks it's the funniest thing to bust my chops on it. And I'm just I can't do this for 16 weeks, buddy. You're killing me. So it's just
Well, he definitely sounds like he's enjoying the process. So as long as he keeps like the joy and happiness in there and hopefully does what you prescribe, he'll get there.
He does. He just runs a little faster, but we got through week 1. We're in week 2. And I actually did text him before I hopped on. I was like, how was your run today? Because I gave him 6. And he goes, I'm on my way to the gym now because I had to leave my house at 5:30 this morning. And I was like, hey, you're getting after it. You're going for it. I love it. So he probably hopped on the treadmill today. So we'll see if he ran slower or not. Well, he's funny.
That's cool. I think that's the best. I think that's awesome. You have that kind of relationship. I would totally. That is hilarious. That he's like, don't tell my coach, but he knows you're watching, and he even sends it to you. That's the best.
Right?
That's the best.
I love it. He's having a lot of fun with it.
All right, so I'm looking in the notes, the show notes that you gave me, and a few of the topics you want to talk about. And there's some new news in your life. You are now El Vice Presidente of a running club.
I am.
Tell me more.
It's the Greater Manchester Running Club. I joined their track workouts 2 summers ago. So 2021, just through other friends, through the running community. And just, somebody was like, hey, go join their track workout. And so I started going at 5:30 in the morning. And I showed up the first day, had no idea what the hell I was doing, how to read it. And I didn't know, like, my first lap, because I think there were, like, the first one's always 400s. And the first one I did, I was like, people obviously were way ahead of me because I wasn't anywhere near the speed I'm at now. And I'm like, oh, they stopped. So do I stop? Do I stop my watch? Like, and I figured it out over time, but there's like different groups, there's different levels. And then when they don't do the track workouts on Wednesday nights, they do group runs in the winter time. So that way it still gets people out when it's gross and dark and you don't want to run by yourself. But it's a really large running club. A lot of even Millennium runners will go over and run with them, or Total Image. But it's kind of like Gate City Striders, very similar to that kind of running club. And then I just did Mill Cities Relay in December. So it's a bunch of different running clubs that do a 26-mile relay and then you go drink afterwards. So it's like the perfect day where, so I think I was on a team of 4, and then our club as a whole came in 4th overall, which was great.
Wow. That's great.
Yep. But a really good friend of mine wanted to be president. So Blake is our president now. But the previous president and vice president, Tim and Julia, who are husband and wife, did a wonderful and amazing job maintaining, organizing, keeping everything afloat. They just wanted to step down, focus on family, and just get some new blood in there. So Blake and I have a lot of great ideas for the running club. Just different ways we can, get a different crowd in, younger, just change some certain things up, start doing some more social events for the club. Different ways we can get new members, just look at different things we can do, more social media presence. And so Blake and I are very good friends. We've run a lot together, and he keeps trying to get me to go hiking. It just hasn't worked out. So we've been talking a lot about just different ways to improve and get more people to join these clubs, because it is a good way to get out of your house and go for a run with a bunch of other people who are just as crazy as you are.
So I just looked it up for those of you in the area who don't know about it, because I did not know about it until recently. However, I think, didn't Mike Beeman start this running club like back in the 80s, or was that a different one? Remember he started a running club, and I want to say it, what he called it, the Manchester. It had a different name, and now it's the Greater Manchester Running Club.
I don't recall.
I think this is the one.
Is it?
B-Man, let us know. But the Greater Manchester Running Club, it's a nonprofit running club based in Manchester. Their goal is to promote the sport of running in the city and the surrounding communities. The club is made up of athletes of all ages and abilities who run for fitness, fun, and competition. So I would fit right in that fun category. Right. Nicole would fit right in that competition category. And Erica's kind of like the everything category. Because now that she's an ultra runner and she's like competing for medals and podiums, she's like,
no.
Yeah, you are. You're a badass ultra runner now, Erica, and you're a podium finisher.
But that's never the goal. The goal is to have fun.
Well, wait. Last time at Anchor Down, you had a goal.
Well, I wanted that damn thing. Hannah did such a good job making those awards that I just had to have one. So I earned it. I worked for it.
What other roles are you going to have to play now? What other responsibilities and tasks will you be taking on?
Blake and I kind of have to work out the logistics of who's going to kind of do what. So there's a president, a vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So, and we do have board meetings once a month where club members can come to the meetings and just kind of do discussions. Blake and I are just going to have to sit down probably with Tim and go over some of the logistics that we need to learn. Memberships. We do have some people who kind of like will forget to sign up for their membership in the beginning of the year, and then they show up to the track workouts, and I'm like, you can't do that. You still need to do your membership. But so just kind of different things like that, you know, kind of looking at the finances and the budgets and seeing what we can do. And Blake is like obsessed with Mill Cities and just wants to, you know, figure that out and get organized and make sure we have enough athletes. And, you know, we really want to win it. So we're just trying to like take on what we can in the meantime. It's a 2-year kind of, you know, rotation of in commitment. 2 years. Yeah, commitment. That's a better word. So it's a 2-year commitment, but we're both very excited. Just a lot of ideas that we have on the table. We would like to work on the website, just kind of add a little bit more information to it. So,
well, that's awesome. Good luck with that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I love having you on the podcast. This won't be the last time. Let's talk about the last 2 big questions we always add. I go into your Instagram and I go scrolling. You have almost 1,000 photos.
Yeah, I post a lot.
You know that? Right. Well, I love that you do. And so I found 18 photos. 18 photos. And I don't know what's going on, but what is wrong with your face? What's going on here? What's up with your face? So hold on.
She's got a signature look, okay?
I did something for you.
No.
Here you go.
He showed me this and I was like, you have way too much time on your hands, like work from home, quote
oh my God,
unquote.
I hate all of those because I go back.
Look at that hamburger. Look at the Look how cute she is in the middle photo. She has the little bunny ears and the little nose.
Eric, I was telling her about how you like to post the most unflattering pictures of me all over our Instagram, and now it's Nicole's turn. But it's going to come back to you. I'm going to start taking the worst pictures, and they're going to be plastered. That's when my social media presence will increase, is when I have terrible pictures of you.
Just bring the content. Bring the content.
Doesn't matter if it's quality or not.
You could have done the one at the Goffstown Gallop when I was running back with my medal. My man boobs were like boom, 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 boom. And I looked at it, I'm like, no, my God.
I have that, don't I? Or is that Danielle? Cow. Is that on my phone or yours? Ooh, I'm going to find that.
Someone recorded it on my phone.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Boom, 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 boom. You do a slow motion, Pamela Anderson style of Baywatch.
So it's really funny you found all of these like random pictures of like, because when I first started Run the Journey, I didn't know how to post, right? Like everybody's like super good at it now. And there's like 12-year-olds that are way better than I am. But it's like, I didn't know what to do. And I was like, do I smile at the camera? Because it's super awkward. And now I'm like, you know, learning how to prop my phone up and like taking like timed photos. And I'm like, I ran 5 miles. Like I'm doing all of that. But like before it was like, I don't know what to do. So I was just like, it's cute. And now it's not cute at all. And I go back and I'm like, what the hell was I doing? Because it comes up on my Snapchat.
Oh, it's cute. I think it's cute.
Just you're being kind.
Don't feel bad though. I still don't know how to pose, especially when I'm with Rachel. I look like a big dweeb. Like she's all beautiful and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know how, right? Like Justine's hair is like great. And I'm just like, my hair is like sticking out on the side and I've got like the crap coming out and I'm like, I look like a hobbit and I'm like, okay.
I had to redo this. This is the best everybody got. Oh, look, Newt, you can't see it. I got the gray streak. I was talking about that earlier too. I'm like, oh man, this picks up way too much.
You're like Anna from Frozen.
Yeah. I like that.
I have great hair. I got a little shine going on over there.
It's like Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
I'm just good to go. That's why when you said it earlier, when it went right over your head, I was going to make like did it slide over your head? But I refrained.
We're going to keep you, Nicole. You can stay. This is great. I don't give him nearly enough shit. She knows the deal. You get another song for our playlist, but it can't be Return of the Mac. So what else you got?
That's all right. That will always be my favorite song.
It's such a good song. All right. But yeah, you need a new one. You need a new one.
It's actually called Happy by Leona Lewis.
That's not the, I'm thinking because you're happy. No, it's not that.
No, that's Pharrell Williams.
Oh, okay.
It is on the list. I got to be better. That's a goal for me in 2023 is to be better at actually putting like the Spotify stories like on Instagram. Like I keep forgetting.
On the Runs
I'm like
Instagram.
3 episodes behind.
On our Instagram.
Yes, on our Instagram.
They
immediately go in the playlist if you know about the playlist. But if you don't know about the playlist, I'm terrible at advertising for that. So I will be better, but it's on there.
So your song's Happy. And I left this one last goal of yours for the end because your last goal was
to be happy.
That is a great goal. Do what makes you happy. I think that's great that you put that there, especially learning a lot about you in the last hour or so now too. I think you're doing the right things. And I love that you came on the podcast and talked about therapy because like I said, it's one thing to go out and seek therapy and talk to someone. It's another to tell somebody, but then it's an absolutely another one to put it out there and broadcast it to potentially the world one day when people come back and listen. So I'm glad you did that because maybe if 1,000 people hear this, maybe 999 of them don't need to hear that, but maybe one does. And if that message gets across to that one person and you help them out, goal accomplished.
Exactly. That's my thought too.
We really appreciate your candor. Like it needed to be said. And I'm glad you said it so eloquently. So thank you for sharing everything you did. It was so well said.
Thank you for allowing me to share that because I know how I know what it's like to struggle so hard for such a long time, going from being a teenager to not feeling like you have that outlet and to just grow up that way and like finally figure it out even as an adult. And I think for the first time in such a long time, I feel like that weight's been lifted from those issues from such a long time ago. So I just and I think Eric said it very well, that at least if there's one person out there who gets that message and knows you're not alone, we all feel it. And if there is that one person that even wants to talk to me about it, people can absolutely reach out to me because I know how you're feeling and I get it. And I want to help anybody I can through that.
And you can find her at Run the Journey. So thank you so much, Nicole, for coming on. I don't know of any other better way to end this, but just to say thank you.
Mm-hmm. It was a pleasure as always.
Love you guys.
Let's give a big thanks to Nicole. She was just so real with us. And it's just nice to hear how well she's doing despite all of those setbacks. And she's just such a strong person.
And how open she is.
Yeah, so open with everyone. She's just so awesome. I just really, I envy her. And I wish I was more like her to be more open about like my own struggles that I've had. And she's just so real.
She might be more like you pretty soon. Because when you go to Japan, she might be subbing in for you.
Yes, here we go.
Right?
You guys are going to love her.
She might be joining me in a few weeks to sub in for you so we can keep the podcast rolling while you go halfway around the world for Japan. You ready?
I am honestly, I'm freaking out a little bit just for the traveling. It's going to be a long flight. I have to make sure that I stay healthy the whole time.
That's right.
That is the worst part. And the race is the cake. Like it's going to be the easy part out of the whole thing. So I just need to get there, stay healthy, enjoy myself, relax. That's going to be the hardest thing to do.
Did you watch the Super Bowl last night?
I did actually, which is really weird because that's the only football I watched all year.
Same.
And I have no emotional attachment to either team.
Absolutely the same. The only reason it was on at my house is because we were doing the birthday party for the boys and my mom's like, oh, no, Ashley had squares and she wanted to see if she won $50.
Good for her.
Yeah, on the Runs did a few squares. We didn't win anything, but that's okay.
Bummer.
So let's do a little Super Bowl talk. How's your Super Bowl hangover?
I didn't drink.
Yes, me neither. So I think
that makes you two.
That's it?
It makes the two of you. That's it.
All right.
So that is our special guest today and who we'll be interviewing, and you'll hear from her in a couple weeks. Miss Lindsay Bristol, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
So you drank last night. How's your hangover?
I did. It was not the best.
It was a little rough this morning, and I went into work early because I did.
I did too, actually. I went to the gym and I went in the sauna first thing this morning.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't know, a little detox. I don't know why I didn't drink.
I wish I could have done that.
Just trying to be healthy over here.
I feel like I didn't really drink that much, but I think between my long run on Saturday and then my run yesterday, and then I don't think I really ate enough, drank enough water. So I think that combination.
The whole weekend was a hangover.
Yeah, exactly.
Lindsay, by the way, she runs with coach. Unconfirmed if the coach name is Tom or not.
I sure hope so.
We're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to leave that so you guys can hear about it.
Perfect.
But did you watch the halftime show?
I did. That was the one thing I was most looking forward to besides the commercials, which I don't recall a commercial that I liked the most, except there was the one about, it was Dave Grohl and talking about awesome things from Canada. And it showed him with a whoopee cushion and he squeezed it. And he just had the happiest face I've ever seen. And that was my favorite part of the commercials.
So I must have missed this one commercial, but I was listening to another podcast today on my drive here.
Yeah.
And the guy's talking about a commercial in the fourth quarter when they made it, you think you changed the channel on your TV?
Oh, yeah.
I had to go back and Google
confused.
it. I had to go Google it because I'm I was not sitting there for some reason.
I looked at Spencer. I was like, what are you doing? Why did you just change that? He's like, I don't know. I'm not doing anything.
I was cracking up listening to this guy on the podcast complain about it because he apparently has PTSD about the channel being changed during big moments, right?
Right.
And I'm just laughing my ass off. I found that to be hysterical. I still haven't seen it. I don't remember many of the commercials, to be honest. The one with Ben Affleck and J-Lo.
Oh, that was kind of silly. So that makes sense why he was in Boston that one time because people were like, "Oh, he was in a Dunkin's."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you remember hearing about that?
I don't follow the drama.
It made a lot of sense actually seeing it as a commercial. But to get back on topic, Rihanna is awesome. I was actually surprised she sang a lot of the songs.
Blown away. She did great.
She did great, but also, I think she's pregnant.
I think so.
Did you see that?
I had my suspicions. Is it confirmed?
That's a pregnancy belly.
Did she confirm it yet?
I don't even think she has. I don't know. I don't want to run rumors.
That is such a way to make an announcement.
What better way to do it on the biggest stage in the U.S.?
Right. I've seen pregnancy bellies. That was a pregnancy belly.
For sure.
I'm there with Ashley and my mom and my dad, and I go, I'm not even paying attention. And I go, she pregnant? And then I Google it. I look it up Twitter. Guess what's trending on Twitter? One word: pregnant.
I mean, it's a speculation. I can confirm nor deny.
I think it's confirmed.
But she looks fucking great. She looks fantastic.
She's in the past years. I think the halftime show has been a letdown. No one's topped Aerosmith, Britney Spears, and NSYNC, Nelly, and Mary J. Blige since 2001.
You sent that to me, and I watched it, and I was like, "This is so They pieced it together, though. At least Rihanna had a flow. It was all of her catalog, but this was just I loved NSYNC, though. Do not get me wrong. I was this is so 2000s.
Maybe
so
I want to say U2 was pretty good too. I actually thought Bruno Mars was awesome.
Oh, he was really good.
So
did you not like last year's?
No.
Oh
no. I mean,
last year's.
Last year's was was it Jay-Z?
It was Dre. It was.
Yeah,
it was.
And 50 Cent was
Mary J.
out
Blige.
of breath.
That's right.
Snoop
All I
Dogg
remember
too,
is
right?
50 Cent out of breath singing.
Yes.
Snoop.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I actually really enjoyed J-Lo and Shakira when they had that year.
That was great.
I wanted to watch the Netflix special on it, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
That was one.
Was that the one that people almost lost their shit over?
Probably.
They're like, oh my gosh, look at them shaking their asses.
Oh my gosh.
I loved it, but my kids aren't watching it.
Yeah. If I look that good
hot.
at 50 or whatever, you better
I'd be
believe.
shaking my ass all over the place.
You better believe it.
So, all right. J-Lo or Shakira?
For what? Give me more. J-Lo.
Use your imagination.
J-Lo.
Shakira.
Yeah,
Break the tie.
I think Shakira.
Oh, okay.
Oh, her hips don't lie.
Yeah. Just got to use that imagination.
The odd woman out. I'm the odd woman out.
Just it depends on the occasion. I say this, and I love J-Lo, but I love J-Lo from do you remember Selena?
Yeah.
Selena's. Anything for Selena's.
Okay.
When J-Lo first came out, I thought it was Selena. When she did
you like the Latin flair?
I do. Well, who doesn't? What's not to like?
That's fun.
Right? Agreed on that one.
Well, that's enough for football talk, I say.
Yeah, definitely. Because I have nothing else. Like, I don't even care who won. I know who won. That's probably.
Well, actually, I got one
top tier.
One stupid thing to say because I referee hockey. You know, all these people are like, "You got to call the penalty. It's a penalty. Call the penalty." And then they get mad when they call a penalty. That's a penalty. Mm-hmm. I disagree with the holding call. It had nothing to do with the play. It was an awful call. But all these people want you to call the penalty. They're black and white. I'm like, hey, you can't have it both ways. Stop being a hypocrite. Mm-hmm. So that's my take. You know, everyone's like, the game's ruined. I'm like, you know what? The fans, you complain about them not calling penalties, and now you get a penalty and you're complaining. So stay off Twitter, I guess.
I just don't go on Twitter.
I got rid of Twitter on my phone, and it's been wonderful. And Facebook. I got rid of both of them on my phone.
I actually got rid of Facebook
Instagram.
for over 2 years on my phone, and it was fantastic. I keep Twitter for the information, and you're right, Instagram.
I love Instagram.
If you could only keep one, it would be Instagram,
I do love
right?
Instagram.
I don't know. I just fall down the rabbit hole the whole time, like Facebook or Instagram.
Are you even on Twitter?
I have a Twitter. I don't use it. I haven't tweeted anything in years.
I only use it to win things.
Honestly, what else is there? You know what I used to use it for?
Lindsay, do you know my story?
No.
I won a camper on Twitter.
Oh my God, that's how you got the camper?
Yeah.
That's how we got the camper.
Are you shitting me?
No lie.
It's pretty freaking sweet.
I put a picture of me and my boys and my daughter on there saying like, hey, yeah, it was like basically tell us why you should win a camper. And I go, we were about to buy a camper, but then twins, got one more than we expected and we're going to be tenting it for a while. And then 40 minutes later, like, you win.
Holy shit.
That is amazing.
I had a camper 5 weeks later. It is amazing.
I mean,
I love it. So
I hear about it for Hamster Wheel.
He's going to be bringing it. You better.
Did you sign up? Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
I have an announcement to make.
Uh-oh, what?
I've made a decision on Hamster Wheel. I have made a decision on Hamster Wheel.
Are you going to commit or are you going to disappoint me?
I did everything yesterday but hit the submit button because my wallet was downstairs.
Isn't that the worst? Wait a second. How do you not have...
But
everything's saved on
you
your
don't have it saved in your phone?
I have a brand new computer.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is saved on my phone.
Acceptable.
I am going to do the 12 hours.
Yes. Awesome. Are you going to stay in camp after the race?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But I was like, why do the 6 hours when I'll be bored, when I will obviously still be running with you?
I mean, that is a great way to look at it.
So I'm going to do the 12 hours.
What, do you have a goal for the 12? You're just going to do whatever you can.
Don't die.
Oh, well, let's hope you do that. Don't die. Let's hope you don't die.
50 would be cool.
Okay.
50 would.
Hey,
is there
I
still?
can get you there.
You can get me there. Is there still signups for Anchor Down?
No, that is shut down.
Not even the 6 hour.
They shut that sells out so incredibly fast. You'll qualify for next year.
I was thinking about this on just like that. Mm-hmm. The 6 hour might be good training for a 12 hour, but
Well, the 12 hour.
You can find a different.
I will run 6 hours with you at Anchor Down as your buddy.
If you want to, hell yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Or
sold.
I will be volunteering. By the way, I was talking to Lori today.
Okay.
Lori wants to say, don't be jealous, but she's hanging out with Ainsley.
Oh, really?
Wait, how do you pronounce your name?
Ainsley.
Okay.
She was my favorite volunteer. Her and Zach and Tammy. I am jealous. Thanks a lot, Lori. No, I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody again. It's nice to make friends and have an opportunity to see them.
Well, that was great. It was a good interview with Nicole. Mm-hmm. We got Lindsay here. Lindsay has some really cool hair. I think it's just really sad for Erica. Erica doesn't have, out of the three of us, she has the worst head of hair.
Hey, I got my rogue streak. That's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it is badass.
But you'll never have this.
I could.
You could actually. We could do it. Hey,
no.
If there's some challenge or some fundraiser, everyone listen, if we get someone to donate $10,000 for the next time Erica does the Boston Marathon, we will shave her head on the pod. Oh my gosh,
in one fell swoop?
One $10,000 swoop.
I want a guaranteed 10-year stretch of running Boston for shaving my head.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
I apologize to anybody, but I just can't.
$30,000. You donate your hair to women going through breast cancer.
Uh-huh.
And the $30,000 has to go towards the Women's Breast Cancer Fund.
I'm just going to zip it. I'm not even... I'm
You know
gonna
what?
commit
You know
to
what?
it.
Just like triathlons, she didn't say no. $30,000, guys.
But I definitely didn't say yes.
I definitely think you're going to get her with the triathlons at some point.
That's more likely than
Judy.
One day. All right. Well, hey, thanks everyone for listening. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram @OnTheRuns. You can join our Patreon account, patreon.com/OnTheRuns. And if you have the chance, give us a rating, leave a review. It's all the algorithm. Well, anyways, maybe Lindsay will help us go viral with her baking. Well, that was great. Fun episode. Erica, thank you. Lindsay, thank you for being here and doing the interview.
Thank you for having me.
And you guys know the drill. Don't forget to stretch.
3, 2, 1, yeah!
We're getting fancy now. How about that?
I know. Look at you guys. You're moving on up in the world. I love
I
this.
had to
for
go.
you.
I'm like, do I have time to fix my hair? I said I wasn't going to, but I'm like, I had all these little like curly cute things, and I was like, I can't look at myself on this camera.
Yeah, I definitely got Jackson down to bed because I had like everything lined up, and then the weather happened and everything like that. So I got him down to bed and I jumped in the shower, and Eric told me my makeup and hair was on me. So like, I'm not a hairdresser, so my hair's still wet. I'm a single mom over here. Like,
Don't feel bad. I'm not even showered. I did a workout before this, and I was like, I have no time. I haven't even eaten
It's a rest
dinner.
day for me.
I had a cheese stick. And I didn't even get to eat
I'm
the
eating
fun
my son's leftover cheese is what I was eating.
There you
go.
Protein.
My kitchen's a
Protein.
disaster. I'm like, whatever. I will make something after I'm done. It's fine.
I love it. I love it.
Right?
Oh, man. All right, let's get comfy and do this.